December is always the biggest month in a salon spa, but how many of you think about January, and how do we make sure that January becomes fully loaded? Well, we're going to talk about how to do that all on today's podcast. Check this out.
Salon owners are some of the most amazing people on planet Earth. The only problem is sometimes their hearts are so big and they give so much of themselves to their staff and guests that it creates unintended consequences. Our goal is to change the industry by elevating the way the rest of the world sees salons, spas, and barbershops and give it the credibility that it truly deserves. This is the Salon Owner Evo Revo Show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to today's podcast. I'm Jason Everett, and with me, as always, is Mr. Doug Campbell. What's going on, Doug?
How's it going?
Dude, glad to have you on today. Looking forward to a great show. We talk about this a lot, is that so many salons, right? December is a big month, and it's very busy. By the way, if you're on and you have a salon that is up and rocking for December, and you're having a big December, do me a favor and type the word big in there. I mean, amidst all the chaos that is 2020, and I'll just call it chaos instead of the other, I was going to say the other C word. Yeah, the other C word, which we will not mention, but the other C word that's kind of causing the chaos. A lot of people are still having a very big December. And here we are, kind of making sure that December is a great month. A lot of people, Doug, screw this one up as a salon. At least I think they do, is they have this amazing month because they're focused on gift card sales. Everybody's trying to get in, and clients are literally like fighting for appointments. And, every last minute opportunity gets completely sold out and booked. And, it's just chaos, right? No stylist is eating lunch on planet Earth. By the way, if you eat no lunch, do me a favor and type no lunch in the chat. I want to know if you're one of those no lunchers that's like, it's December. And then January is like a ghost town. Yeah? That's the problem.
Yeah, it's like Christmas cookies in back. That's what you're sustaining yourself off of right now.
Yeah, that's healthy. That's good.
And I think sometimes subconsciously people may just kind of let January slip aside and use the excuse as, well, it's slow anyway, and we were so busy in December. But I mean, that's a dangerous trap you can fall into. I think building it in right, being conscious about, make sure you've got the right pre-book program in place so that people are booking those appointments, whether it's a contest or whatever your process is. Make sure you got those pre-books in place. And then you're doing the right promotions for January, because we put so much time and effort into December, but there's a lot of people coming or wanting stuff in January. And, we always say you got to add value up, don't discount down, don't put everything on, 50% off for January to get people in the door.
Sure. Yeah. And I think you bring up a good point, right? So there's a lot of different things that are going on. Number one, you have gift cards usually flying out the door in December. So if you do a lot of gift card sales, do me a favor and comment gift card. By the way, if this is the first time you've ever been hanging out with us on a show, welcome to the Evo Revo podcast. And do me a favor, you're a first time listener or viewer, do me a favor and say first time in the comments. But, to the point here, Doug, is that there's so many things that happen in December that, if done correctly, can make your January explosive, right? So like you said a couple things that were really critical here. Said number one is people kind of just assume that January is going to be dead anyway. January is a dead month. That's when I'm going to go on vacation. That's when I'm going to back everything off. It's when I'm going to take an exhale and just relax through the month of January. But look, as a business owner, you never want to have that okay, let's just take a rest in January. Everything will be okay. You want to still be able to drive the team, maybe rotate your team through or something. But let's still make sure that January has as much focus as it is December. And I think one of the other challenges that can happen, Doug, is December's almost on autopilot. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is you just know December's going to happen anyway. You put a promotion in place, you do all these things, and it culminates in Christmas and then holiday parties and all this other stuff. And then there's no plan for January. So what would be a couple things, you kind of alluded to them. What would be some great ways that we could put plans in place now, here in December? What could we do to put some plans in place to make sure that January is really solid? And you throw out a couple, I'll throw out a couple, and we'll make sure we get these. And by the way, if you're on with us live right now and you want to comment something you're doing to make sure your January is extraordinary, comment in the comment section.
Yeah, so I think there's a couple different things. One, if you're doing a gift card promotion where you're giving a bonus, like an extra $10 gift card for the person buying it, make sure that those are redeemable in only January and February.
Yes,
don't leave it wide open, right? Because then you put some time pressure on it. So they're like, oh, I need to get in and use that. I think the other thing is, if you sell a lot of gift cards, you've got people coming in, especially if you got a spa area, you've got people coming in, you could offer a complimentary blowout or a complimentary makeup application, something to get them touching the other parts of your business. Because you don't ever want to see someone someone with a gift card, and it's dangerous because sometimes your staff get the mindset, oh, they got a gift card, they're just coming in for a massage this one time or just a facial this one time. It's your opportunity to win them over as a lifelong guest of the entire establishment. So that's the way you need to look at them, not just a one and done, but a huge opportunity, because in this industry, it's touching people. That's how we win people over. I mean, you could talk about a service all day long. It's someone getting that service. That's why I say, the complimentary makeup application, complimentary blowout, because they give them that blowout and then offer them a blowout package. Because they really appreciate that. So, I mean, looking for those opportunities of how can you add value to what somebody's already coming in for. Right. It's just like, same thing with someone who's coming in for hair. If you could send them to the nail room for some reason, some kind of special touch up that they could get, a hand facial or something along those lines. Like, the opportunity to treat people with that little extra something, and then putting that sense of urgency on January, February for redemption of things, I think is.
Yeah, I think you have a good point, Doug. Is sometimes in a salon, that's a really great point for making sure January is great, is a lot of times people treat gift cards like a Groupon. Do you know what I'm saying? Is they're like, oh, it's just a gift card. That person's broke. They don't have any money. That's why somebody had to get them a gift card. They're not interested. But if you really do treat that person like they're going to be in the salon over and over and over again, and I know it sounds silly, but like, people came in on a promotion, just like, and again, I know a lot of people are not Groupon fans in the salon world, which is okay, but just remember, if people come in on a deal, they're still actively seeking out another deal. So if somebody comes in as a gift card and you just treat them like a regular guest, well, that's not the same thing. So make sure when somebody comes in on a gift card that you got multiple incentives and reasons for them to come back in, versus like, did you like your service? Come on back and take it again. Like, you got to be able to say, to your point, they come in and get a gift card for a blowout, or they come in and get a gift card for nails. When they're there as a gift card, this is a really critical thing that would be huge to make sure that January, February, and even March are big, is, do you have a special incentive? Like, I know there was a salon, I can't remember the salon's name, but they said that they have different colored capes for anybody who comes in as a first-time guest and people who come in as gift cards, and they get treated very differently than a regular guest, meaning that if they have a specific colored cape, right? You might have black capes and white capes or something like that inside your salon. Is that if somebody comes in that different colored cape, or you have some way to indicate that it's a first-time guest with you coming in on a gift card, is do multiple people inside the salon say hello to them? Like, think about this for just a second. Do you have a plan to do multiple people inside the salon say hello to them? Do they get extra special treatment? If the owner's there, do they come over and personally meet them and say, hey, I just want to thank you for coming in and trying out our salon. I hope you really enjoy your experience. Hey, by the way, here's another incentive to go try the nail department or the massage department or some other department inside the salon. Like, I love that idea, Doug, of being able to cross promote, allow them to have, and again, this is super important for you guys to catch, is, do you discount down or do you value up, right? You had mentioned this earlier, right? Is a lot of people just get in this mentality of, oh, I'm going to discount all over the place. Well, what if you walked up and handed them a promotion that said, hey, we're going to give you a hot towel treatment on your next time you come in to get a shampoo. We're going to do a hot towel or a mini facial or a hand facial, or we're going to do a essential oil experience for you, right? Like, what's that? An aromatherapy upgrade, something like that. Right.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of those things that can happen. The idea is the danger, I guess, with discounting down is people they're waiting for your next discount, and they're only going to become a discount customer. You don't want a certain number of your people that are discount customers, because you just basically change your business, unless that's your business model. I mean, if you want to be known as the discount place, then great. Do a great job with discounts and do your pricing structure accordingly.
Sure.
But if you don't want that image, then what you do is you value up. And yes, technically you're discounting if you're giving something away. But the mental perception is that you're adding value to what they were already paying for.
Right.
They're paying full value for what they were scheduled for. And then there's value added instead of the mindset of, I'm never going to pay full price for this because I don't believe it's worth full price. So
let's do this. Let's say a haircut, right? We're gonna go, okay, look, a haircut, and again, maybe it's $40, maybe it's $50. Let's just use $50, keep math easy. Let's say it's gonna be a haircut, it's gonna cost $50. Nice salon, right? So it's a haircut, costs $50, and you go, well, look, you can come in and get a haircut for $40. So that would be a discount down. Or you could say, come in and get a haircut for $50 and we'll give you an aromatherapy upgrade to your shampoo. And that's a $10 or a $15 value up, or even a $5 value up. But the idea of the valuing up is they're getting something they wouldn't have received before. It's like normally they would have paid the $50 for the haircut and not received an extra service, but you've valued up and you've let them try something that they've not normally tried before. You've given them technically a discount on that, but you've upgraded them so that the next time they come in, they go, you know what? I might actually pay for that upgrade. That's why it's an upgrade, right? So it's an upgrade for free as opposed to a discount down. It's like getting a flight. So imagine this, you know, there's airlines. Well, we're talking airlines. There are still airlines, by the way. We're talking about airlines. Is they can either give you a free seat upgrade. That's a big deal, and you might get used to sitting in first class or business class or something like that, and you know, want to get that type of treatment versus, hey, I can offer you $25 off your seat. You know, like it makes a big difference. And so a couple of things that go along here. Doug, you talked about getting cross-department promotions. You've talked about an incentive for coming back in January. Like you might say, hey, if you book your next January appointment, we'll give you a free upgrade for your next January appointment. That helps fill up your January. We talked about valuing up versus discounting down. We talked about having a plan for any new gift card person who comes in the month of January. But I want to give you another one. This was at the salon I was just at getting my haircut last week, is that they had, if you pre-book, so this is super important, you might want to try this. You could just do it anytime. You can start it next week if you wanted to. They just had a great promotion that said, if you pre-book your next 3 appointments, then you get one of our scratchers, or you can pick from our deal fishbowl, right? Where you can reach in there and it says, oh, you get a free travel size product, or you get 20% off your next retail purchase, or you get you get an incentive for something. So again, what could you do to run some sort of pre-booking contest right now? Maybe you don't have that in place. By the way, I'd love to know if you're running a pre-book contest right now in the month of December, which you should be, right? Pre-book contest for January, February, March, and getting people to pre-book. What is your pre-book contest? I'd love to know what that is so you can share it with other amazing salon owners that are watching and paying attention to the show right now.
I think one of the things that that's very important on the contest, make sure you're doing both sides of the equation, that there's an incentive for the staff and there's an incentive for the guest, that the staff wins something if the guest wins something, because that way the energy is on both sides of it. Even though you say it's good for you to have people on your book, yeah, that's great, but if I can win some, Apple Airpods or whatever it may be.
Yeah, I saw you guys are doing an AirPod promotion right now, right?
Yep. So I mean, that's the thing.
Is it worth 100 and whatever bucks? I don't know how AirPods out there. I think they're $200 or something. But like, is it worth 100 or $200 to have your entire staff, a pair for a guest and a pair for your staff, to have everybody making sure they pre-book, and it's a reminder for them to do so? Would that be worth it?
Right. And so if I get some, so now it brings it to top of mind. It says something I just need, that I know that I need to do as part of my job or my business.
Right.
It puts it top of mind that I could win something. And there's that thing. It's a certain part of the adrenaline part of your brain when you've got the opportunity to win something. I just like little kids. It's the same thing of the golden sticker, the little plastic pony. Any of those. It's not
the plastic pony. I love it.
Yeah, well, there's a name for them. I forget what it is.
The My Little Ponies that we're talking about.
Yes. But the thing about it is that pump that they get from it. I mean, it can be almost nothing. But there's an adrenaline rush that's to that. It's just part of how we're doing. Casinos are huge,
Right. I mean, it's basically it's gamified. It's gamified learning, and that's what Doug and I are all about. Like every time we create something in the academy, we try and gamify it in a way that rewards the behavior that you're after. It releases dopamine receptors, and this is the interesting thing. When you win something, you get a giant rush of dopamine, But one of the things that's really fascinating, and what they found about this about casino studies, to your point, Doug, is they found that even just believing that you have the opportunity to win something is a giant hit of dopamine. And so casinos, if you want to kind of get into this, back deal of it, is casinos have figured out just how much dopamine they need to give you, like meaning from the slot machine, just enough dopamine. It's like every so many times they got to show you that you have a chance of winning. Like I watched this whole study that said casinos are now getting super, I mean, they've always been sophisticated, but it's getting even more with these digital slots. Is the more likely they get you to show that you almost win, the longer you will play. So it's like an almost jackpot will keep you playing another 7 pulls because you almost win. But it's the same idea, is that when there's only so many staff, there's only so many guests, and you have a 1 in 10, a 1 in 15, a 1 in 20 chance of winning something extraordinary, you still get that same dopamine hit every single time you go to remind a guest that you're doing it. It's like you're kind of playing that chance. You're getting one, a ticket physically dropped in. And by the way, want to add that to the list here, is that if you actually get to physically get those little coupons, like the tear off, drop them in sort of thing, you might think that's not a big deal. Just say, oh, enter to win, we'll make it digital. I want to tell you that in a digital world, physical things have a big impact.
Yep.
Okay, physical things have a big impact. So, for example, you could have a picture of AirPods at the front desk to say enter to win, or you could have AirPods in an actual plexiglass case that says win these AirPods.
Yes, because there's things that the sounds, lights. I mean, that's to get back to the casino thing. The sounds that they have, the lights, flashing stuff. It's all a dopamine thing. Right. So we always make a big deal anytime somebody redeems rewards or anything like that. We make a big physical ordeal about it, because there again, it's not just, oh, you want to redeem your reward. Okay, great. Click, click, click. Or you got entered. It's like, when you do the little kid arcade things where they get the tickets, you win and everything, you win tickets, and it takes like 200,000 tickets to win a sticker.
To get a teddy bear or something.
Right. But the thing about it is that dopamine, you're seeing those tickets feed out, and it's like exciting. They're not even hardly worth the paper they're printed on, but that and the sirens and all that stuff.
Right,
so I mean, bringing that same, because that is human psychology that you're dealing with. So bringing those things in, and I think it helps the mood of the whole staff. Whenever you gamify things and make it fun, then the staff's entertained. That's the whole thing when you're dealing with your private group with your staff, is pumping them up, promoting them, and making a big deal about things. Just brings the extra intrinsic value to what's going on. So I think paying attention to that stuff really starts to bring it. So think about those things and how do I bring that? How do I apply that to January? How do I make January that thing? So maybe up your social media game in January with that same idea.
Right. And by the way, when we come back, we're gonna take a quick break. And when we come back, we're gonna talk about what do you need to do on social media? What do you need to do with your emails to make sure that January is fully loaded? We'll be right back. Yeah, don't forget, head over to salonowner.tv to check out the latest information and some great resources, all available, lots of them available, and all at that really cool resource. So check that out if you've got a membership over at salonowner.tv. Do me a favor and say member, or if you're a member of our High Performance Salon Academy, type in the word member so we can give you guys some love and give you a shout out while we're here hanging out. So we talked about January and marketing because this is a really big deal. What I want to say is, in the month of December, man, everybody's going nuts. Ad cost is super high. Huge advantage to promoting after Christmas. And I don't mean the day after Christmas, because that's little bananas, but that whole week between Christmas and New Year's, and then the first week in January, advertising revenue is at an all-time low during those months. I don't know, for those of you guys that know, Doug and I actually both have backgrounds in advertising and marketing, and January is usually a ghost town. What that means is you have amazing opportunities and deals that you can strike. If you're doing anything locally with your radio station, TV, newspaper, or local media outlet that maybe does some online local geo-targeting for you, great time to advertise is early January. The other thing that's really important is right now, while December is busy, are you sitting down and putting together your actual social media plan? And here's how this plan should go. Literally every single day of January, you should have something that you create to get people to come in the salon. Now, here's what I mean. What I don't mean is just say, hey, by the way, it's a ghost town around here. Come in. We've got plenty of availability. That's not what I mean, right? But create some incentives. Talk about what winter hairstyles look like. How do you give value? And the idea is that out of a 7-day week, you want to spend 5 days giving and only 2 days asking. Some of you put that down. 5 giving, 2 ask, right? So out of 5 days of your social media plan, and this could be on Instagram or on Facebook or on any other social media that you have, is how do you give 5 days of content and ask 2 days? And by the way, the ask is not come in, we've got some appointments. The ask is perceived as a give. Now, I wanted to put this way. Is it when you say anyone who books an appointment today, because you want urgency on it, anyone who books an appointment today, and again, go back to this upgrade opportunity, anyone who books an appointment today will receive a free hand facial the next time they're here, or receive a free mini facial, or receive a free, 5-10 minute shoulder massage during their haircut, or whatever things that you can do as upgrades inside the salon, and just give them an incentive for booking that day. The reason why I say that is you don't just say, we have lots of appointments. I see salons make this mistake all the time, Doug. They say, oh, I had an immediate opening. Who wants it?
Right.
Like, I know that's the perception, is that everybody's just clamoring to get in the salon, but you want to remind that's for just the people who are already probably going to book and they didn't book anyway. I'm talking about how do we go out and get new guests. The other thing that's going on is that a lot of people are looking for a change come January, right? So one of the best ads that you can run during the month of January is, are you ready to try a new look? Do you want to come in, help us wash away 2020 and create an entire new look for you for 2021? Use that type of marketing, discussion, jargon, like make sure that all of those things that you're using reference this idea of newly reinvented.
And I think one of the good things is it's new year, new stuff. And this year's going to be the biggest new year you've ever.
Holy crap. Yeah, there's going to be more New Year's resolution this year than ever before in the history of New Year's resolution.
Everybody's ready to get rid of it. So it's a new look, right? So you can run a makeover contest and come into the month of January and you get entered in a contest to win. If you win, you get free haircuts for the year. Or if you win, you get free shampoo and conditioner for the year.
Awesome.
So think about this. That is one of the highest ticket items is a makeover, because you got to redo everything, right? So we look at it and say, what do we do? So if we can get a lot of high ticket items on the books in January, what's that worth to us? But basically, free shampoo and conditioner is basically a liter of shampoo and conditioner per quarter. So it's 4 liters of shampoo and 4 liters of conditioner.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing. Free shampoo and conditioner for a year, that's amazing. I want to do that. But as far as the cost, it's not a big cost, especially you got people coming in and spending an average of $250, $300 a ticket.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope these incentives have been really helpful for you guys. If they have, do me a favor and comment on the podcast and say helpful. Want to make sure you guys are getting tons of value out of the podcast and getting it. And by the way, if you really liked today's show and it was helpful, do me a favor, share the show somewhere. Let people know that it was helpful for you. And if you could also do us a huge favor and leave us a review on whatever your favorite podcast resource is, it really does us a mountain of good so more people can hear more about the Evo Revo show. We do our best every single week to make sure that we are super helpful. And every week at 8:30 Pacific, 11 Eastern. Sorry, I had to do the math in my head. 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern. We jump on and do the Evo Revo podcast, and we will see you guys on another podcast real soon. Great job today, Doug. Thanks, guys.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Evo Revo podcast. If you liked today's episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and you can always get more information, including show notes and the video episodes at evorevopodcast.com.